Hi, welcome to Engineering Workshop Lab. This is the St. Peter's Engineering Workshop Lab, one of the famous lab in almost all the branches. Many students has entered this lab by artful colors and learned many things by this Engineering Workshop Lab. If you observe, this entire area comes under our Engineering Workshop Lab. And if you see this Engineering Workshop Lab, all the tools are seen in common life. See, these are the tools we can see in our common day-to-day life. See, hope if you have ideas regarding these tools. These are the tools we are going to practice if the session, the classes are in offline mode. Due to the pandemic situations, for this your semester, these are, we teach taught in online way. Hope you can understand easily what are the practice tools is there. See, if you observe this, all the tools we are seeing in our common life. And these are the tools used for the different equipments. And this is a trade called carpentry trade. Here the wood materials are removed. Hi everyone, this is Kranti Kumar from Mechanical Department. We are in this workshop, Engineering Practice. The syllabus is there for engineering practice. There are many practices are available in the Engineering Practice Lab. Few among them is carpentry trade. If you observe the tools here, we are seeing this carpentry trade from our childhood. I hope you see this wood. This is a wood is called as teak wood. Like soft wood is there and teak wood is there. The conversion of raw material into finished product by using the wood is called carpentry trade. There are many tools we are observing in our daily life and many equipment we are seeing in our daily life by using carpentry trade. And doors, windows, cupboards, like everything in our day-to-day equipments, the carpentry trade is very utilized. So that means the conversion of raw material into finished product, we require all these tools. There are few tools called work holding tools and some measuring tools and cutting tools. If you observe this bench-wise, these called as work holding tools. That means I can hold any tool, any workpiece by using this vise. If we hold this properly, we can do the workpiece properly. So there are some 4 bench vises. These called work holding dividers and the name of carpentry vise. And if you observe these vise are fixed to this table and for the practice purpose, the college has arranged these tools in a particular way. And many of your seniors have learned this carpentry trade by using this equipment. And even in IIT colleges, this carpentry trade is very enthusiastic and we can learn very basically. And if you see work holding dividers and next cutting tools. If you observe this is called in hand saw. By using this saw, we can cut this wood. We can cut this wood. Some tools are there, like measuring tools. We call it as steel rule. By using the steel rule, we can measure what are the required dimensions. And some other tools called as chisels. These chisels will remove the extra part. And this is the mallet we call as a hammer. But in our carpentry trade, it is called as mallet. And this is one of the important tools in the carpentry. It will remove this wood to required size. And I'll show the required practice lab. These are the trade you are going to learn in future. The first trade is carpentry and next is fitting and tinsmithing trade. In carpentry trade, we generally use a workpiece called wood. And in fitting, iron metal we use, and in tinsmithing, a sheet metal is used. So these are the basic work equipments so that we can get an idea how to use an equipment. As a future engineers, the basic material should be known, the basic equipment utilization should be known. That's why they kept in our JNTU syllabus. So the first thing is we are going to learn is how to make corner lap joint, and the second one is the dovetail lap joint. These are the two experiments we learn in the basics of carpentry trade. So this, if you observe this is the size of the wood. If you measure the size of the wood, it will be 250 mm width. And if you cut it by two parts, 125 each. This, if you cut it in two parts, 125 each, and the thickness of this wood is around now before cutting it is around 25 or 26. After that we have to reduce to 22 mm, and later on it should be maintained some thickness, heights, and some gauges, so that the required size of the corner lap joint will be applicable. The first thing is I hold this workpiece in a carpentry wise. Holding the workpiece, it should be in particular way. An engineer will hold the workpiece regularly like this, and you have to use this metal jack plane. This is called as a jack plane, and the jack plane will remove the material. See, so by using 2 and 4 directions, the metal is removed. So see, before planing and after planing, the metal is smoothened. The metal is smoothened. So if you want to check this straightness, we use tri-square. This is called a tri-square. By placing this tri-square, by using this shadow, I can see the variations in the sizes. So if the metal is not removed properly, again by using this plane, remove the extra part. So this first slide is smoothened. By using this first slide, remove the unwanted material in the other side. How? So first thing is we have to use this marking gauge. Marking gauge is used to draw the line of required size. The first one is measure the 45 mm. This is around 5 mm. This is around 5 mm. Reduce up to it is around 50 mm. Reduce up to 45 mm. So hold this. Hold it and tight it properly, and remove other side also. So the two sides are removed by using metal jack plane. So if two sides are removed, we can see the straightness, and hold this jack plane properly and tighten this marking gauge and draw a line so that the third side is removed. First side is we removed by common dimensions, and second side is removed by our tri-square, but third side can be removed by the original dimensions. And if I have to know the third side variations, draw the marking gauge like this, so that the line will be appear like this. A line, an extra part can be removed by using this line. This is called planing. By using a planing, the material is removed, smoothened. And if you want, so the three sides are smoothened by using planing, and the last side So what we did till now is planing. See, if you observe this, the roughness from unfinished product to this finished product is like this. We smoothen this workpiece by this plane. I hope you understand what is planing. Now, marking. So marking will represent what is the size of this object. See, it is around 30 mm size. So convert this 30 mm into two parts by measuring. See, if you observe this is 30 mm size, reduce into two parts. So what we are doing, I am just one is at corner, measure up to 250. That is 25 centimeters. So if you draw a line of 25 centimeters, use a tie-square, hold it on one corner, hold it like this, draw a straight line. That means it is 30 centimeters. So 30 centimeters. I want 25 centimeters, half of this centimeters. So from here to here it is 25 centimeters. And the extra part can be removed by our hands. So I am going to cut this by using this handsaw. Hold it on this vise properly. By holding is also very important. So we need to stand in particular directions and place the handsaw correctly so that the required pressure will be applied on this workpiece. So use 2 and 4 directions so that the material is removed. So after that, use this file. This is a RAF file, wood RAF file. Remove the unwanted material by using this file so that it can't affect our arms. Required 250 mm size. Now, once with this workpiece, I was cutted into 250 mm. Now, the 250 mm has been to cut as 125 mm, 125 mm. And 125 mm can be divided by this steel rule. This is 250, right? 250, half is 125. I draw a straight line of 125 of each. So using the side, so that no need to measure once again. By using a tie-square, draw 125 into all the directions. If you observe this is called marking. And in carpenters generally use this tie-squares, markers, pencils, etc. So I have to cut into two parts, which I have as measured 125, 125. Now I am going to cut this 125. So use this finger like this and start this cutting in this way. Just cut the two pieces. After cutting two parts, what I am doing is I want to make a lap joint. So lap joint is possible, it is 125, right? So what I am doing at the corner, with 45 mm size, with 45 mm size, I am just drawing a mark here and hold this tri-square part properly. Draw a straight line. and after that, once again, it here. All the directions I draw this marking. So after this cutting, I want to reduce this middle part. Unknowingly, I can't remove this middle part. So what I did, I use this marking gauge. Marking gauge which is measured with 11 mm. 11 mm. So by using the steel rule and marking gauge, I measured 11 mm. Hold on our required workpiece. Hold it on this middle of the place. So the 11 mm exactly we got. So this is the difference we have to remove. Any part we can remove. So I am going to remove this one. Similarly for this also, the half of the middle part I am going to remove. Marking, I am going to cut this required size. So use this tenon saw. This is called tenon saw. Cut exactly where we draw the 45 mm. See, this is 45 mm. 45 mm. Got 45 mm size of our size. This is 45 mm cut V part. What we did initially raw material to 125. After that 45. Chisel. This is called chisel and this is mallet. By using this mallet, I am going to remove this extra part. See, this is called chiseling. After that, if you remove this slowly, the material is removed. After that, material is removed slowly. So, I am going to tilt this side also. Again, this side also. Cut. It has came like this. So what I am doing, chipping by hand. I am just removing. I am removing half of the material in workpiece. Similarly, if I do the second part, the both will come as lap joint. And if you see this, I prepared the two wood piece like this by marking, measuring and planing and finally lapping. This is called required corner lap joint. See, if you observe this lap joint, these are used to use in the bench, cupboards and doors, wherever required. If you want to join the two woods, they use these lap joints. By using this lap joint, the wood is fixed. I hope you understand. This is our first experiment called corner lap joint. Thank you for the session.